Truth and Consequences. President Trump makes many false claims about the Justice Department Inspector General's report.
The report yesterday, maybe more importantly than anything, it totally exonerates me.
No, it doesn't. About the FBI.
You look at what happened. They were plotting against my election.
No, they weren't. And about separating immigrant children from their parents at the border.
That's a Democrat bill. That's Democrats wanting to do that.
No, it isn't. How can we believe a president who routinely says things that are provably false? My guest this morning, counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, and the leading Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff. Plus, what is happening to those children separated from their parents?
This place is called a shelter, but effectively these kids are incarcerated.
Whoever wins this immigration battle, children are the losers. We'll have the latest. And the new endangered species, Republicans who criticize the president.
I wasn't Trump enough in the age of Trump.
My conversation with Trump critic Congressman Mark Sanford, just lost his Republican primary race. Joining me for insight and analysis are NBC News national political reporter Carol Lee, New York Times Pentagon correspondent Helene Cooper, Republican strategist Al Cardenas, and New York Times columnist Bret Stephens. Welcome to Sunday. It's Meet the Press.
From NBC News in Washington, the longest-running show in television history. This is Meet the Press with Chuck Todd.
Good Sunday morning and happy Father's Day. What kind of week has it been for President Trump? That may depend on your place in the media political industrial complex. To President Trump's critics, the North Korea summit was a self-serving spectacle that achieved little and elevated a ruthless dictator. To the president, the summit was a historic achievement, moving the world away from nuclear war. To the president's critics, the G7 summit was an unnecessary insult to our closest allies, increasing the risk of a costly trade war. To the president, the summit was a triumph of American strength, Mr. Trump making it clear the U.S. will no longer play the role of succor to greedy allies. To his critics, the Justice Department Inspector General's report vindicated Hillary Clinton's claim that her campaign was the victim of James Comey's decisions. To President Trump, the report fully exonerated him from charges of obstruction of justice and collusion. Finally, to the president's critics, the jailing of his former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, was just more evidence of the campaign's possible conspiracy and collusion with Russia. To President Trump, it was a tough sentence. What about Comey and crooked Hillary? Very unfair, he tweets. While some of the president's assertions this week are debatable, others are flat out false. First of all, the IG report did not exonerate him. It had nothing to say about his actions. Its focus was on the Hillary Clinton email investigation, not the Mueller probe. And no, despite Mr. Trump's repeated claims, it is not a Democratic bill that is separating families at the border. It's Trump administration policy enacted by his Attorney General. Still, the president spent the week feeling and acting emboldened, highlighting facts where they were helpful and making them up where they weren't.
Paul Manafort worked for me for a very short period of time.
In 51 minutes on the White House North Lawn, President Trump served up a series of falsehoods shortly before his former campaign chairman